Okay, so I finally have time to sit down and talk about the trade that just happened, and it's a very confusing trade to me, and for a few different reasons. But hello, everybody, and welcome. The Miami Dolphins have traded Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Mika Fitzpatrick and a fifth round pick. Also, the Dolphins did include a seventh round pick, but that's a whatever piece to this. And this was inevitable, at least the Jalen Ramsey side of things was. It was an inevitability that that was going to happen. So finally, that gets out the way. But I do want to begin this by talking about this trade from the Steelers' perspective. Because the Steelers are going to be a fantastic defense, even more so this year. Yes, Ramsey's on the other side of 30 at this point, and didn't really have the greatest of seasons with Miami last year. He is still a really damn good player, and is definitely going to help out that defensive room, especially help out the younger guys like Joey Porter Jr. to get them even better. The Steelers are going to have a fantastic defense, and they add Jonnu Smith to even add another weapon for Aaron Rodgers to throw to. I'll get even more into detail with my thoughts on the Steelers when we get to the AFC North on my prediction, on my breakdowns that I do. But the Steelers are going to be a really, really good team this year, even more so now than they were before. There is some questions about, target shares and whatnot between the guys there. I don't think that's really going to matter. Aaron Rodgers loves to throw the ball, so he's going to get the ball out to all to everyone if need be. I'm not seeing that as a big issue. But overall, though, the Steelers are looking really, really good. And then this trade from Miami's perspective, yes, you bring back Mika Fitzpatrick, who you traded to the Steelers in 2019, and now all of a sudden the safety room is looking a lot better by adding in Mika Fitzpatrick, who is coming off of a Pro Bowl season last year. And although his stats don't jump off the page, he is still one of the better safeties in the NFL. Now the question is, okay, your corner room is still kind of in a mess of a situation, and now you basically have no solid tight ends on the roster. So what do you do there? There have already been reports that Miami is in talks with teams to trade for a tight end, and I like that. I think Michael Mayer has been the name that's being thrown around the most right now, and I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him into Miami. Definitely a more so blocking tight end, as we don't need a receiving tight end at the moment. We have Tyreek Hill, we have Jalen Waddle, we have Nick Westbrook-Ikine and Malik Washington. Devon Achane has some really reliable hands out the backfield, and you have Jalen Wright. You have weapons to throw the ball to. You don't need to come from the tight end. And yes, there's talks that last year was a down year for most Miami receivers, but they also were not getting nearly as many targets as they were used to, so that definitely played a factor into it. And now we should see that come back to light a little bit. So the corner room is the biggest issue, but you bring in Mika Fitzpatrick, you have the front seven that you do that in theory should be able to get pressured on the quarterback. On the back end, the corners don't really need to be otherworldly. And there's reports, Barry Jackson reported that Miami has still been in talks with Rasul Douglas. That's been a name I have thrown out there plenty of times before for Miami to go sign in this third wave of free agency. And he can step in and be a really good corner one, and probably exactly the type of corner one Miami needs right now, because you add Mika Fitzpatrick on the back end. So all you have questions about is corner two, and I feel like those can get solved as a kind of platoon role, even though I wouldn't like it. You don't have the same pressure as you would on that position as you would before. But you open up that much cap space by trading away both pieces. And even though I'm not a fan of trading away Jonnu Smith, my initial reaction to this was hating on Chris' career. I can definitely understand why he did it. Doesn't mean I have to like it though. We'll see how it plays out. But it's gonna be a even more interesting year than it was going to be already for Miami. And the final thing I wanted to note is for this Miami defense, just how young that they have gotten all of a sudden as well. Zach Zeeler is 29 years old. Jalen Phillips is 26. Bradley Chubb is 29. Rob Robinson is 22. Kenneth Grant, the rookie, is 21. Jordan Brooks is 27. Tyrell Dodson is 27. Mika Fitzpatrick is only 28 years old. And then Kader Kohu is 26. That is the main core for this Miami defense, and none of them are over 30 years old for the next season. That is a great room to have, and it's definitely a room for the foreseeable future. And by foreseeable future, I mean like probably another 2-3 years or so. So in a weird roundabout way, Miami kind of did add to this team by removing some pieces, but they need to add more for sure. We'll see what they do with about 3 weeks left until training camp begins. So they have some time, but it is time that is running out. We shall see. Let me know your thoughts down below and see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.